Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. Today, I'm delighted to be by Morgan Amsler, who's the Senior Director of Business Development at my good friends at ApiJect. And we're going to be learning more about ApiJect, but also, more importantly, about their presence at the upcoming Contract Pharma show, which is going to be held in New Brunswick, New Jersey, next week on the 26th and the 27th. So, first of all, Morgan, it's lovely to see you. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, and I'm excited to go to the first trade show of the fall season next week in New Jersey.
Fantastic. We're going to learn a bit more about that shortly. But first of all, where are you calling in from?
I am calling in from Lexington, Kentucky. I recently moved here from New York City a few years ago.
Cool, fantastic. Well, I haven't had the pleasure to go to Kentucky, but hopefully the sun is shining where you are this morning.
The sun is shining, the horses are running, and the bourbon is flowing.
All right, fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. Now, first of all, though, what I would like to ask you is that for people who are not familiar with ApiJect, would you mind giving viewers a quick overview of who ApiJect are and what you do?
Of course. So ApiJect is a drug delivery technology company, and we've pioneered a new category of prefilled injecting systems with benefits and advantages on economics, supply chain, and sustainability. We do that by leveraging modern blow fill seal processes, which we call BFS for short, and that really simplifies the entire fill finish process for injectable medicines and vaccines. And we've created a single dose pre-filled format where we can produce up to 15 units per month on just one machine.
Right, that's brilliant. Now, obviously, one of the issues around using drugs with blow fill seal is to see its suitability with it. So how do you go about testing the suitability of any injectable drug in BFS?
Yeah, this is a question we get all the time, and we understand that engaging with innovation and something new, a new category, can be challenging in any sort of business. So we've established a low-risk, cost-effective process to test injectables with our BFS technology. So now we offer what we call proof of concept studies down at our facility in Orlando, Florida, what we call the ApiJect Technology Development Center, where we test compatibility of therapies within the BFS process itself, and then also the stability with the low-density polyethylene containers, including things like leachables analysis.
Right, okay. So what advances have been made, though, in volume of drug product needed for development testing samples, though?
So for proof of concept studies, we have been able to reduce the amount of liquid drug product to as little as 8 liters. But we also know that 8 liters can be significant for some folks that we work with. So we also can work with customers to first pursue benchtop material compatibility, just with the polymers, doing things like hand fills and water baths to reduce that risk, verify that there is an opportunity to then move forward. And even newer, with our temperature management system, which is proprietary with BFS, we're able to fill for biologics. But given the high value of biologics, we understand 8 liters can be significant. So we also can offer a disposable fill system that minimizes that product loss and can use as little as 2 liters in some cases.
All right, well, that's really interesting. Now, I know that you guys published an environmental study recently. So what were the findings of that particular paper?
Great question. Yeah, really exciting. ApiJect commissioned an independent peer-reviewed study, so not research that we did ourselves, on the environmental impact of our blow-fill seal injector technology versus more traditional methods, glass-based vials, complex polymer syringes. And we always had this suspicion that it was better, but the results were very clear and demonstrated significant improvement. A few key takeaways. I'm happy to send anyone the full report. But a few things that stood out to me: single dose glass vials use 100 times more water than the ApiJect pre-filled system. The ApiJect pre-filled system also uses totally less plastic overall than any other injection format, which can be counterintuitive because it is entirely made of plastic. But the way that we do it actually uses less than traditional systems. And then lastly, and maybe at a higher level, across all EPA categories, ApiJect had the lowest environmental impact.
Well, that's really interesting. And actually, viewers, if you'd like to learn more, one, I'll put a link to the actual paper above this video, but also I did an interview with ApiJect about the paper, which talks about it in much more detail as well, which you can also watch if you'd like to see that as well. Now, let's talk about Contract Farmers event next week. ApiJect are going to be there. So what are you looking to talk to visitors about at the event?
Right. So we're exhibiting at Contract Pharma next week. I mentioned at the top of the call, it's kind of our first trade show of the fall season. And we wanted to do something new and different this year. So for the first time, we're going to be offering live demonstrations of our proprietary injector system where folks can come and actually try themselves hands-on activating that system and injecting into pads. We're going to be running that demonstration on Thursday morning, the 26th, from around 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And we do have a limited number of samples, so we hope that folks will get there early.
Oh, brilliant. Now, I suppose from a viewer's point of view, one question I will ask you is that, I mean, you talked about the company, how fantastic it is, but what makes ApiJect unique and different to other companies out there? Why should people be working with ApiJect?
Great question. I think one is the technology itself and the innovation. We've talked about the environmental benefits. There are significant cost benefits and I would say scalability manufacturing benefits, which is a massive challenge that we all saw during COVID. A few other unique parts of the business is really the breadth. So it's not just about the technology. We also have a design team that can create new systems. So if the flagship system that we have, which works to about 1 milliliter intramuscular or subcutaneous administration routes, if that design isn't perfect for either the drug product, the market, or the users, we have a design team that because of the flexibility of plastic and blow-fill seal, can come up with designs that are really fit for purpose. And maybe the last is the global health side of the business, which having worked in the device space for over a decade, I think is incredibly unique. We have a global health team that, whether it is repackaging or a new product, works in the field and works with global health organizations to understand the unique needs of those markets and design something that is for purpose for those users.
Brilliant. Well, Morgan, thank you for taking time to talk to me. Good luck with the event next week and enjoy the game tomorrow when you go and watch Kentucky play. I hope they win. As long as they're not playing the Hurricanes, I hope every college team wins, in all honesty. So I hope that goes well. Now, out of interest, if people are going to come and see you next week at the show, what's your stand number?
We are going to be at booth 48.
Fantastic. So there you go, viewers. If you're in New Brunswick for the Contract Pharma show next week on the 26th and 27th, come and talk to the ApiJect team. Come and meet Morgan, learn more about the system, and try out the product for yourself. Do the demo as Morgan suggested, and also have a chat to him about his music likes. You'll learn a lot more interesting things as well there as well. So Morgan, it's lovely to meet you. Enjoy the show. Now, obviously, if people cannot make it to the show, you guys are a lot of other events throughout the rest of the year in North America and in Europe as well.
That's correct. Yeah, you can follow us on LinkedIn or reach out to me. We'll be at PODD. I think we have a few folks going to CPHI, where we're a finalist for the Innovation Awards there. A lot of other opportunities, and of course, we can come to you as well. So we're excited to partner with folks in the drug development space.
Brilliant. Well, there you go, viewers. So, as I said, see them at the show next week. If you can't do that, follow them on LinkedIn. Check out the other events. As you said, as Morgan mentioned, they're at CPHI. They're also at World Vaccine Congress. I know that as well, and PODD or POD as well as many other events. And obviously, contact Morgan directly via LinkedIn as well if you'd like. So, Morgan, once again, thank you for your time. Have a great week and have a great show next week. And viewers, thank you for watching. Until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.